Welcome back to Top 5. Without hesitation, Green Lantern's ring flared, surrounding Deadpool in a green energy bubble. Hal took to the sky, shooting upward at blinding speed, breaking through the atmosphere in seconds. The arena below faded into a distant memory as they soared higher, into the cold, unrelenting vastness of space. Deadpool's body began to stir, his decapitated head slowly regenerating, tendons reattaching, muscles knitting themselves back together. "Oh man, that was one hell of a guillotine," Deadpool groaned, his voice muffled as his vocal cords reformed. "What now, space adventure? I didn't pack my space suit." Green Lantern's jaw tightened. "This ends here, Wade." In the vacuum of space, Green Lantern's voice echoed only in Deadpool's mind. He gave no more warnings, no more banter. The cold expanse of the universe would be Deadpool's final tomb. Hal's ring glowed with an intense, blinding light as he conjured a massive green construct, a celestial anvil, the size of a small moon. It hovered menacingly over Deadpool as Hal locked him into place with unbreakable chains of pure willpower. "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Deadpool shouted, his regenerating body now fully functional. "Okay, this might be a little overkill, don't you think?" "You don't die," Hal said coldly. "So I'll end you in a way even you can't come back from." With that, Hal took Deadpool and the anvil even deeper into space, far from any planet or star. They were now in the middle of a cosmic graveyard, an ancient, forgotten place, where nothing lived, nothing thrived. The void was infinite, and Deadpool would have no one to talk to, nothing to destroy, and no one to regenerate him. "Say goodbye, Wade." With a single thought, Hal Jordan hurled Deadpool at blinding speed into the heart of a dying star, a blue giant teetering on the brink of a supernova. The intensity of the gravity and heat would shred even Deadpool's body down to the molecular level. But Hal wasn't done. As Deadpool rocketed toward the star, Hal summoned the massive green anvil, slamming it down onto Deadpool's falling form, crushing him against the immense gravitational force of the star. The anvil's impact shattered the star's core, causing a chain reaction that sent shockwaves through the void. In a brilliant, cataclysmic explosion, the star went supernova, erupting in a blinding flash that illuminated the blackness of space. The blast consumed everything in its wake: matter, energy, and, most importantly, Deadpool. Green Lantern watched from a distance as the supernova raged, knowing that not even Deadpool could survive being torn apart at the atomic level. The sheer force of the explosion disintegrated everything down to particles smaller than dust, leaving no trace of the mercenary behind. As the star's light slowly faded, Hal hovered in the empty void, breathing heavily, but certain that this time, Deadpool was truly gone. For now, the universe was silent. The Merc with a mouth had finally met his end, cast into the oblivion of space, never to regenerate again. Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, floated silently, victorious in the cosmic graveyard, knowing he had ended the rematch in the only way Deadpool deserved, an extraordinary, final death among the stars. The light from the supernova had dimmed, leaving only a faint, eerie glow in the far distance. The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly around Hal Jordan as he floated silently, his emerald aura the only source of light. His eyes scanned the remnants of the explosion, looking for any sign of Deadpool's return. There was nothing. It was over. Hal exhaled slowly, his breath fogging up the inside of his mask. He felt a sense of finality, but it wasn't triumph. It was the weight of having to destroy someone who simply refused to die, no matter how many times they were brought down. "Peace at last," he whispered to himself, his voice lost in the vacuum of space. He turned, ready to return to Earth, when his ring buzzed softly. Warning, energy anomaly detected. Hal's eyes narrowed. An energy anomaly? Out here? His ring pinpointed the source of the disturbance, back where the star had gone supernova. Hal turned toward the fading light, a sinking feeling growing in his chest. He flew back toward the shattered remains of the star, his emerald aura lighting the way. The closer he got, the more the anomaly revealed itself. It wasn't Deadpool's body, there was no flesh, no regenerating mass. But there was something else. Something glowing faintly. A small fragment of red energy, pulsating within the cloud of cosmic dust. What in the hell? Hal muttered, approaching the flickering fragment. Before he could react, the fragment of energy expanded, swelling into a glowing sphere of red light. It pulsed violently, and from within, a figure began to form. Not Deadpool's usual body, but a crude, warped version of him. His face was twisted, his limbs contorted unnaturally, but it was unmistakably Deadpool. "Miss me?" came the familiar voice, though this time it was tinged with something darker, something less human. Hal recoiled, his mind racing. "That's impossible. You were atomized." Deadpool grinned, or at least, the twisted, warped version of him did. "Yeah, but you forgot. I'm the universe's most annoying gift that keeps on giving." The red energy surrounding Deadpool began to stabilize, taking the shape of a sinister aura. He wasn't just regenerating, he was tapping into the remains of the supernova, using the energy to fuel himself. "I don't just heal, Lantern," Deadpool said, his voice warping into something far more menacing. "I evolve." In an instant, Deadpool launched himself at Hal, moving faster than before, the red energy enhancing his speed and strength. Hal barely had time to raise a shield before Deadpool's fist connected with it, sending shockwaves through space. The sheer force of the punch cracked the green energy shield, and Hal grunted, feeling the pressure push him back. "Enough!" Hal shouted, summoning all the willpower he could muster. His ring blazed with emerald light, forming a colossal, intricate mech suit around him. The suit towered over Deadpool, massive arms and legs brimming with power. Hal swung the suit's fist down, aiming to crush Deadpool in one blow. Deadpool, now fully consumed by the red energy, grinned wildly. He raised his hands and caught the mech's fist, stopping it cold. The impact sent tremors through the fabric of space, but Deadpool held firm. "I think you've forgotten," Deadpool taunted, his eyes glowing with the same red energy. "I'm just as stubborn as you." With a terrifying display of strength, Deadpool pushed back against the mech's fist, causing the green construct to fracture and splinter. Hal's eyes widened, this wasn't just Deadpool healing anymore. He was stronger. Far stronger. Deadpool twisted his body and sent a blast of red energy directly into the mech, shattering it completely. Hal was thrown back, tumbling through the void, his ring's energy flickering as he tried to regain control. "You can't stop me, Jordan!" Deadpool shouted, his voice echoing through space as he pursued Hal. "I'm beyond death. Beyond reason. I'm everything you can't destroy." Hal's mind raced. This was no longer a battle of strength. He had to find a way to outthink Deadpool, outmaneuver him in a way that went beyond just brute force. Hal's ring pulsed, sensing his desperation. Then, it hit him. Space. The vast, infinite emptiness of space. Hal righted himself, his mind racing. He took off at blinding speed, pushing the limits of his ring's power, streaking away from Deadpool. The mercenary followed, laughing maniacally, not realizing where Hal was leading him. Hal flew faster and farther, straight into a black hole, a massive, swirling void, a death trap for anything caught in its gravity. Deadpool followed without hesitation. As they approached the event horizon, Hal's ring flared with intensity. He stopped just short, using his willpower to resist the gravitational pull, hovering on the edge of oblivion. Deadpool, in his frenzied state, flew directly into the black hole's gravity well, not realizing the trap he was falling into. His momentum carried him forward, the red energy surrounding him destabilizing as the gravitational forces pulled him apart. Wait, what the hell is this? Deadpool screamed as the black hole's pull began tearing at his very essence. Hal's ring hummed with a final burst of energy. Even you can't heal from this, Wade. Deadpool's body began to stretch and contort as the black hole sucked him deeper and deeper. His screams echoed in Hal's mind, but there was nothing Deadpool could do. Not even his regeneration could save him now. As Deadpool's form was ripped apart at the molecular level, his last words were a garbled mess of laughter and panic. Then, he was gone, lost forever in the endless pull of the black hole. Hal hovered at the edge, watching as the black hole sealed Deadpool's fate. There would be no return from this. No regeneration. No evolution. Just the endless, crushing gravity of space swallowing Deadpool whole. Green Lantern sighed heavily, finally feeling the weight lift from his shoulders. He turned and flew away from the black hole, leaving the twisted remnants of Deadpool behind. This time, there would be no coming back. Hal Jordan drifted away from the black hole, its gravitational pull fading into the distance. He kept his eyes forward, determined not to look back, but a part of him felt uneasy. For someone like Deadpool, even the impossible seemed within reach. But Hal had taken him beyond the limits of regeneration, beyond what any living being could survive. This was final. Or so he hoped. The stars around him twinkled in the void, their light cold and distant. As he began his journey back to Earth, a strange silence settled in. The weight of the battle lingered, but something was gnawing at him. His ring, always attuned to his emotions, sensed the lingering doubt. Anomalies detected, the ring suddenly warned, breaking the silence. Hal froze mid-flight, his stomach tightening. Where? He demanded, his voice sharp, trying to keep the rising fear in check. The ring projected a map of space before him, showing several energy spikes where Deadpool had been devoured by the black hole. The gravitational anomaly around the event horizon was fluctuating, warping in unnatural ways. No. That's impossible, Hal muttered, his heart sinking. He stared at the map, unwilling to believe what he was seeing. The black hole was distorting, as if something, or someone, was trying to escape its pull. But how? Hal had made sure Deadpool was torn apart at the molecular level, leaving nothing behind. Without hesitation, Hal rocketed back toward the black hole. His ring hummed with tension, scanning for more anomalies as he approached. The sight that greeted him was a nightmare. The black hole was throbbing, pulsating with strange, erratic waves of energy. Tendrils of red energy, familiar and chaotic, began snaking out from its depths, reaching for the surrounding space like the grasping hands of a demon trying to claw its way out of hell. No! No! Hal shouted, his mind reeling. He had seen enough cosmic phenomena to know that this wasn't natural. The red energy swirling from the black hole was unmistakably Deadpool's. His madness, his relentless will to survive, was tearing the very fabric of space apart. The tendrils of energy coiled tighter, then snapped, exploding outward. A shockwave rippled through the void, shaking Hal's constructs as he braced against the blast. Out of the black hole's edge, a familiar figure emerged. Deadpool. But this time, he wasn't the same. His body had taken on a grotesque form, twisted by the immense gravity infused with the raw power of the red energy. His limbs were elongated, his skin pulsing with cosmic radiation. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, no longer human, something far more terrifying. You didn't think I'd stay gone, did you, Lantern? Deadpool's voice was warped, distorted by the power he had absorbed from the black hole. His laughter echoed through the void, louder and more deranged than ever. That was a fun ride, though. A little bumpy, but I'm back, and better than ever. Hal's mind raced, horror creeping in. Deadpool had not only survived the black hole, but somehow, he had become stronger by tapping into the cosmic forces that should have destroyed him. This was beyond anything Hal had ever encountered. No one comes back from a black hole. Hal shouted, his ring flaring brighter as he prepared for another confrontation. This isn't possible. Possible? Buddy, you're talking to the guy who once regrew his head after getting flattened by a steamroller, Deadpool sneered, his grotesque body shifting as he flexed his newfound power. This is just my latest party trick. Without warning, Deadpool lunged, moving faster than he ever had before. Hal barely had time to react, throwing up a massive barrier of green energy to stop Deadpool's strike. But the force of the impact shattered the barrier like glass, sending Hal tumbling backward. Deadpool cackled, the red energy crackling around him. Come on, Lantern. You've got to do better than that. You really think throwing me into a black hole would keep me down? Amateur move. Hal gritted his teeth, summoning every ounce of willpower he had. He couldn't let Deadpool's new power overwhelm him. The universe was at stake. You've crossed a line, Wade, Hal growled, his ring blazing with emerald light. I'll put you down for good this time. No more games. Oh, I love it when you talk all heroic. Deadpool laughed, flipping through the air like a twisted marionette. But you know what they say, heroes always have to make the tough calls. So let's see if you've got the guts to make the toughest one. Hal knew what he had to do. There was no longer any doubt. This wasn't a fight he could win through sheer force of will. Deadpool had evolved beyond reason, beyond life itself. The only way to end this was to take Deadpool far beyond the reach of any power, any force in the universe. And there was one place left that might just be able to do that. With a fierce cry, Hal Jordan shot forward, his ring amplifying his speed as he grabbed Deadpool in a massive green construct, locking him in a cage of pure will. Deadpool struggled, laughing all the while, but Hal didn't slow down. He aimed for the heart of the universe, the source wall, the ancient, cosmic boundary where even the most powerful beings met their end. As they neared the source wall, its massive, otherworldly presence loomed ahead. It was a place where even gods were imprisoned, a boundary no one could pass or return from. Deadpool's laughter faltered. Where exactly are we going? This doesn't look like any funhouse I've been to. You're not coming back from this, Wade, Hal said, his voice steady. Not this time. In one final, powerful surge, Hal hurled Deadpool directly into the source wall. The moment Deadpool's body hit the cosmic barrier, it shattered like glass. His energy, his matter, everything that was Deadpool, was absorbed into the wall, becoming one with the eternal boundary. There was no scream, no quip, no final joke. Just silence. Hal Jordan floated back, breathing heavily as the source wall settled once more. There was no trace of Deadpool. This time, he was gone for good, sealed in the one place no one could ever escape. Hal turned away, his ring's light dimming slightly. The battle was finally over.